Welcome to episode 2 of StoryTime, Lesoul's Adventures. This is Val with Dragonfly Crystals, and I hope you enjoy this second episode of StoryTime. Lesoul's classes, retreats, and workshops were aligned with Unity Consciousness as she co-created with all that is, which had a light and playful vibe. During the events, which were attunements, every day, during Lesoul's classes and retreats, the attendees were immersed in a harmonious and uplifting atmosphere that resonated with the essence of unity consciousness. Each event was thoughtfully designed to honor the participants' individual journeys while weaving them into a collective fabric of co-creation. Each day, with a sacred attunement session led by Lesoul to align the group's energy with the higher frequencies of love, unity, and playfulness. These attunements were tailored to the energy of the day and included a combination of guided meditations which centered the group in their hearts. Lesoul would guide participants into the realms of higher consciousness, inviting them to release any resistance and embrace the joy of the moment. Vibrations from crystal bowls, chimes, created a symphony, including her own voice, of frequencies, clearings, and energetic blocks, and opening channels for creativity and connection. Lesoul also channeled light code activations, which were unique energy streams encoded with divine wisdom to help participants awaken dormant aspects of their multidimensional selves. And of course, she included playful practices to honor the childlike essence of creation. Attunements often included moments of laughter, movement, and spontaneity, dancing, humming, or even drawing in the sand as a form of sacred expression. Lesoul believed that awakening could and should be infused with joy. Her sessions were rich with humor and lightheartedness, which helped participants release the heaviness they often carried. The playful vibe created an environment where learning and transformation felt natural and exciting. Themes explored during the events were the joy of creation. Participants learned to channel their creativity in ways that felt effortless and magical. They worked together on collaborative projects that mirrored the essence of unity consciousness. The dance of paradox through games and storytelling, Lesoul guided the group to embrace the paradoxes of life, showing how opposites could coexist harmoniously. Living from the heart, attendees practice shifting from the mind's limitations to the heart's infinite wisdom, experiencing the freedom that comes with it. This is the magic of community. By the end of each event, participants often remarked on the incredible sense of connection they felt, not just to each other, but to the greater whole. The daily attunements acted as a glue, bonding everyone in a shared vibration of love and purpose. Lesoul knew these gatherings were more than events. They were energetic portals, igniting lasting transformations in the lives of those who attended. And as each participant left, their light rippled outward, contributing to the awakening of unity consciousness in the world. Lesoul felt the love in the unity of the cosmos and in the community of souls who gathered with her on this grand adventure. As Lesoul's community experienced energetic portals that ignited lasting change in them, they in turn went into the world to share what they had experienced, contributing to the light on earth and in humanity. This gave Lesoul a profound sense of what unity consciousness can create, and she was so grateful to be a catalyst for this in her own way. Lesoul sat quietly one evening, reflecting on the ripples of light and transformation that had flowed from her gatherings. The love she felt in her heart was immeasurable, a deep, abiding connection to the cosmos, the earth, and the beautiful souls who had walked alongside her on this grand adventure. She thought of the moments when the group had come together in joy, laughter, and profound insight. Each energetic portal they had opened together seemed to amplify their individual lights, weaving them into a tapestry of unity and shared purpose. As the participants returned to their own lives, Lesoul often heard stories of how they began to share what they had experienced. Some found themselves naturally uplifting others with their newfound presence, while others became teachers, healers, and creators of their own sacred space. Each person carried the essence of unity consciousness into their communities, contributing to a growing light on earth and within humanity. This realization filled Lesoul with profound gratitude. She understood now that her role was not to lead from above, but to catalyze transformation from within the collective as an equal participant in the unfolding dance of creation. Her journey had always been about co creation, about holding space for others to remember their own divinity and the infinite possibilities of unity. In the quiet of that moment, she smiled, placing her hand over her heart. This, she whispered, is the beauty of unity consciousness. It is not mine to create alone, it is ours. Together, we are the light that transforms the world. With a renewed sense of purpose, Lesoul knew her work was far from over. The journey would continue to evolve, and she would continue to trust the flow of the universe to guide her. But in that moment, she simply basked in the love she felt, a love so vast and inclusive that it seemed to embrace all of existence. And for that, she was endlessly grateful. Lesoul began to receive requests from all over the world asking her to host events or be a guest on shows. One such invitation came from Copenhagen, Denmark. As she read the email, she marveled at the universe for providing an all expenses paid trip. So, how could she refuse? The universe had its humorous way of creating a propelling forward type of situation. Okay, Lesoul thought, yes, I can do this. The universe calls and I respond. So Lesoul got on a flight to Copenhagen, bound for the event she would be a key speaker and presenter at. She was excited for this adventure, and at the same time, she felt confident and prepared to present as a co-creator in the moment, wondering what would come through for this audience. The day of Lesoul's flight arrived, and she found herself at the airport, suitcase in hand, ready to embrace this next chapter. As she boarded the plane to Copenhagen, a quiet excitement filled her. She smiled at the thought of how the universe orchestrated opportunities in such a seamless and humorous way, always nudging her forward when she least expected it. The flight was peaceful, and the clouds rolled past her window. Lesoul took the time to center herself. She placed her hands on her heart and whispered a quiet affirmation. I am a vessel of light, ready to share, ready to receive, and ready to co create. Upon arrival in Copenhagen, Lesoul was immediately struck by the city's beauty and vibrant energy. The cobblestone streets, the serene canals, and the open hearted people felt like a perfect match for the event ahead. Her hosts greeted her warmly, expressing their excitement about her participation in the event, which had drawn attendees from across Europe. On the day of the event, Lesoul walked into the venue, a beautiful space filled with natural light and an audience buzzing with anticipation. As the keynote speaker and presenter, she felt a deep connection to the crowd even before she began. She stepped onto the stage, letting her inner child's playful confidence guide her. Rather than relying on a strict plan, Lesoul opened herself up to co create in the moment, trusting that just the right message would flow through. Welcome, she began, her voice resonating with warmth. We are gathered here today, not by chance, but by divine synchronicity. Together, we are co creating a space where unity consciousness can flourish. As she spoke, her words flowed effortlessly, weaving personal stories, cosmic wisdom, and channeled insights into a tapestry of inspiration. She invited the audience to participate actively, guiding them through meditations, energy attunements, and playful exercises designed to awaken their creative power. Near the end of her presentation, the room fell silent as Lesoul invited a higher vibrational message to come through. She channeled a collective consciousness, beings of light who shared profound wisdom about Europe's role in the global awakening. You are a bridge, the message conveyed, between the ancient wisdom of Earth and the limitless potential of the future. From this land of innovation and creativity, a wave of unity is rising, rippling across the world. Trust in your ability to lead with love, and the light you carry will illuminate the path for all. The room erupted in applause, tears glistening in many eyes as the message resonated deeply. After the event, as the evening wound down, Lesoul felt a profound sense of fulfillment. The connection she made, the energy exchanged, and the love shared were tangible evidence of unity consciousness in action. Walking along the canals that night with the lights of Copenhagen reflected in the water, Lesoul paused to look up at the stars. The universe calls, and I respond, she thought again, smiling. This adventure was just one step in a journey she knew would continue to unfold in magical and unexpected ways. For now, though, she allowed herself a moment of gratitude and joy, savoring the beauty of co creation and the infinite possibilities ahead. The next day, Lesoul was shown around Copenhagen by the creator of the event she had just presented at. She marveled as the beauty of the waterways and bright buildings near the pier. The soul thought, Nothing in her life could have predicted that she would be here now. She marveled at how all this flowed together so smoothly and seamlessly, a testament to how source energy works when you watch the synchronicities and miracles unfold and walk through the open doors. The universe ramps it up and provides more doors to walk through. This, she thought with a smile on her face, is how frequency resonance works and how the universe responds with more of what you are focusing your awareness on. Simple and yet profound concepts that shape your present moment and your near future. As the soul strolled along the waterfront, guided by her host through the charming streets of Copenhagen, she let each moment sink in without rush. She admired the colorful facades of century-old buildings, watched boats glide smoothly along the canals, and felt the gentle breeze carry whispers of possibility. Everything around her seemed to glisten with a certain magic, as if the city itself understood the energy she carried within her. She remembered how, not long ago, she had hesitated to step beyond her comfort zone, uncertain of what lay ahead on the other side of those metaphorical doors the universe had placed before her. Now, being here felt like confirmation that trusting the flow and allowing yourself to be guided had been the right choice. She realized that the world continually responded to the frequency she offered. Her openness, her gratitude, her willingness to see beyond the known. Her host spoke about the city's rich history and the blending of old world charm with modern innovation. Lesoul listened, smiling, knowing that this harmonious balance mirrored her own journey. Just as Copenhagen had evolved over time, so had she, releasing old limitations and embracing new potentials. As the two wandered through the local market, stopping to sample fresh berries and handmade pastries, Lesoul's heart fluttered with appreciation. The sweetness she tasted wasn't only in the treats, but in the gentle unfolding of life's experiences. They paused at a small square where a street musician strummed a guitar and sang softly. Lesoul closed her eyes for a moment, tuning in to the subtle hum of energy all around them. Every sensation, the laughter of the children, the hushed conversation of travelers, the distant hum of bicycle wheels, wove together in a tapestry of unity. This unity consciousness in motion, this was unity consciousness in motion, she realized, taking shape in ordinary moments. With each step, she felt more confident in her path. The universe, she understood, was always responding, mirroring back her intentions, her curiosity, and her willingness to co create. In that realization, she felt both awe and a sense of ease. Life could be this fluid, this supporting, if she allowed it. Standing at the edge of the water, the bright buildings reflecting in gentle ripples, Lesoul took a deep breath and mentally thanked the universe. Yes, she thought, this is how it works. So simple, yet so profound. And with that, she stepped forward into her next moment, trusting that the future synchronicities were already lining up, waiting for her to notice and embrace them. On her flight back home, Lesoul was able to contemplate and drink in everything that had happened recently with a soft smile on her face. As the flight attendant was serving dinner, she looked up to appreciate every detail, and smiled, saying thank you as dinner was placed before her. As she settled into her seat, the gentle hum of the airplane's engines offered a soothing soundtrack to her reflections. Lesoul cradled a sense of calm in her heart, replaying the recent events like scenes from a beautifully crafted film. The journey to Copenhagen, the event, the channelings, the newfound connections, all of it glowed in her memory with a golden hue. When the flight attendant approached, setting her dinner tray down, Lesoul caught every detail. The slight tilt of the attendant's head, the rustle of the fabric as the tray was placed before her, the quiet kindness in their eyes. She smiled genuinely and said thank you, as if to acknowledge not only the meal, but also the intricacy woven web of synchronicities that had guided her steps. She realized this was the essence of her journey, recognizing the divinity in each moment and interaction, whether it was channeling before an eager audience or receiving a simple meal mid flight. Every exchange reflected unity consciousness. Each person she encountered held a piece of the whole, and each moment offered an invitation to embrace it with gratitude. As she savored her dinner, she allowed the flavors and textures to anchor her more deeply in the present. She felt a profound appreciation for the abundance in her life, the supportive communities, the opportunities that sprang up seemingly out of nowhere, the guidance that flowed whenever she was open to receive it. Lesoul understood now that the universe was forever responding to her frequency, and that her role was to align her awareness with love, trust, and gratitude. In doing so, she would continue to move gracefully through the tapestry of possibilities, gently guided to the next open door, the next co creation, and the next joyful surprise. With this understanding comforting her like a warm blanket, she settled into the flight home, carrying the gifts of her adventure tucked safely into her heart. Lesoul arrived home with a broader feeling that everything was everywhere was home. She decided she would take some time to rest and contemplate the next new adventure about to unfold. As she unpacked, she felt a sense of deja vu, feeling a link that she felt like she had done this many times before. This sense of traveling for a divine purpose and arriving home to unpack endless times before, like many consecutive lifetimes, converging into the present moment. It was a heady and powerful experience. All time is now. The collapsing and convergence of timelines. She thought, this feels like my next adventure, to explore and teach about converging and collapsing timelines. When you connect to that timeline and they can collapse into your present moment, you receive the power and wisdom from yourself in those timelines. Later that evening, as the light softened the edges of her room, Lesoul sat cross-legged on her meditation cushion. All around her, the quiet hum of her home cocooned her thoughts. She smiled softly at the notion that home wasn't just these walls or this city. It was a feeling she carried within, and it seemed the more she traveled, the clearer this truth became. Everywhere truly was home. With her belongings now neatly tucked away, she let her awareness expand, reaching back through memories and sensation. A deep familiarity danced at the edges of her mind, and the sense that she had stepped into this scenario countless times in countless lives across the tapestry of existence. The repeating pattern of travel, purpose, and return felt like echoes of her own soul weaving through parallel realities and timelines. It struck her like a flash. All time is now. Each travel, each adventure existed in the eternal now, separated only by the perception of linear time. She could feel them, past journeys, future voyages, coalescing into the point of power that she was that was her current experience. It was heady, profound, yet comforting, as if welcoming old friends who had always been waiting just beyond the veil. She realized this convergence of timelines held incredible wisdom. Each thread carried the lessons and understandings of a different iteration of herself, lives led in other places, other worlds, perhaps even on the other planes of existence. By consciously drawing these timelines into her present moment, she could harvest their gifts, knowledge, courage, clarity, and the richness of experience. This, she knew, was her next calling: to explore, understand, and teach the art of timeline convergence. Her heart danced at the thought of guiding others to recognize that they too had access to a deep well of wisdom waiting in the folds of their multidimensional nature. All the teachings on unity consciousness, co creation, and frequency alignment had prepared her for this. Now it was time to go even deeper, to demonstrate that one embraced the fullness of existence, that as one embraced the fullness of existence, even their own selves across time, they discovered infinite empowerment. It was no longer just about traveling to new places in the physical world. It was about journeying inward and outward simultaneously, learning to harmonize with every timeline that had ever touched one's soul. The universe, in its wry humor, had set the stage for Lesoul once more. She was ready. With a steady breath, she whispered to herself, "All that I am, all that I have been, and all that I will be is here now. I welcome the convergence, and I will teach others to do the same." In that stillness, she knew her next adventure had begun. And that concludes episode 2 of Lesoul's adventure in StoryTime. I hope you enjoyed this, and hopefully there'll be an episode 3. So please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you will, and let us know how you enjoyed the story. And we appreciate all of you out there doing everything that you do. Sending you much love, and I hope you're asleep and didn't even hear this. So we'll see you next time. Bye bye.